Hey Tyson, here we are at 1400 Sugar Pine Circle in Fort Collins. I just wanted to get this video over to you just because I do think this is a really good opportunity of a home and seems to have some pretty dang good features as long as it kind of fits you guys on that side. So thought I'd get you guys at least a little bit more detail on it. So just coming through the neighborhood on that side, very peaceful, very quiet neighborhood. Even though there's no HOA on that side, everybody here does do a really good job of keeping up with their properties and keeping them maintained in this part of the neighborhood. Around the rest of the neighborhood, there's some spots where you can kind of tell they're rentals on that side, but they're kind of tucked away from this home, so there's no major issues. Everybody else here does keep a really good, clean front yard, clean house, everything like that. They do park trailers. The guy across the street has a nice shop that also he works on cars, and so you working on vehicles out here I think would have no problems whatsoever on that side. And so I'll just kind of run through this house. I'll give you guys kind of the pros and cons of what I see, but overall this house is in really good condition and not too much that I can tell you on that side, other than what maybe you guys might have some questions later. We'll kind of go around the outside first. This is a cul-de-sac and it does sit on the exterior of the cul-de-sac, so it does come off to the main road of Foxtail for the neighborhood. So right now it's 12 o'clock here, super quiet, very peaceful in the neighborhood. Nothing to really report on that side. In terms of exterior wise of the house, roof looks like it's actually in pretty good condition. I did talk with the realtor. She did mention that they replaced the roof in the last 10 years, but she will get me a little bit more definitive number on when they actually got the roof replaced. They also replaced all the windows with Andersen windows as well, kind of around that same time frame. So just wanted to give you that heads up. They have done some updating. They did put in a newer AC unit and a newer furnace as well, kind of in that 10-year time frame, and that will get buttoned down as well. But the owner of this house, they are elderly. Main reason why they're moving is that they just can't deal with the stairs any longer, and so they're ready to kind of go in a different direction. Right now we just walked around the side of the house, and this is actually the backyard. So the backyard is exposed to the street, so there is not a fully fenced yard. So going in and fully fencing it in for a backyard might be worth it at some point. Paint on the exterior of the home must have been done within the last little bit too as well. There's no paint chips. It looks like it's really freshly coated and really shouldn't be any issues on repainting for probably for the next 7 years, just with this Colorado weather on that side. Just like you saw, we do have the secondary building, which we'll go into later, as well as the little shed for just your kind of basic yard tools. Small patch of grass that you'll have to mow, but most of it is kind of that xeriscaped with some pretty good mature landscaping. So it does keep your house kind of shaded and covered away from the road as well. The slope around the house, there's a couple spots where the slope isn't perfect on that side, but it's not like where there's any big major dips right by the foundation. Everything is well groomed around it to where water runoff, especially on this house, I really don't have any concern on that side. Walking back across the house, landscape wise, things are good. Has a full irrigation system as well, so having plants and having your own garden, if that's ever a future idea as well, would be super easy on this property. Concrete wise, this is actually one of the better looking driveways that I've seen in a while. Sidewalks are a little beat up, but that's obviously nothing you have to maintain. This looks like this was poured very, very well back in the day, and they've added actually some to it as well. First things off, you do have your water tap that is in the main right hand side of the driveway, so easy access to get to that. And then we'll just head around to this other side. All gutters are underground, so that's a nice little feature as well, especially with this concrete. And they did make it easy enough for where you can hook up a blower and blow them out pretty easy if they ever get too filled with leaves. Walking around on the north side, which is typically the side that gets beat up pretty good, I do see one small section up here, and I'll zoom in, where you can see some water damage along that trim edge. Typical spot for most houses. Those boards could get replaced at some point, but it does look like they've cut them up higher so that they aren't sitting where water is at, and they've actually flashed underneath it in a good manner to where hopefully that should be negated at this point and shouldn't have too many more issues after that. Let me see if we can get back on there. Sorry about that. Zoom back out. Like I said, windows all were replaced with Andersen windows, so those windows are in really good shape. Foundation wise, nothing major on that side. Like I said, there's a couple small dips where I can maybe see some water retention could happen at some points around the concrete, but I think they overall did a good job of having the concrete slope away from the house and not create any major issues. Coming back to the main barn, this is his woodworking shop. Same paint, same quality. Roof on this also looks like it's in pretty good condition as well. Gutters look like they're put well in place. The individual who owned this house, I can definitely tell you, has put the effort and time into it. I'm just walking to the north side of the barn right now, just to kind of go to the back to kind of show you what it looks like. So there's that little shed for just your gardening tools or whatever you kind of felt like that on that side. And then also wanted to show that in this neighborhood, they do have a water runoff / easement that runs through the property. So there's an open and exposed fencing as well here, that if you were to fence, you would just want to fence in front of it, which runs to the storm drain that goes out to the side of the road down at the corner here by the main Foxtail Road. But exterior wise, I see no major issues. Biggest thing that expense wise that you have to come into with dogs, especially with your dogs, is having to come in and do some fencing in here. Looking at the back deck, we'll go to that before we actually go into the little shops, and then we'll go into the house afterwards. Deck is old, it's original to house, but the nice part is this individual actually kept this thing stained and had good upkeep on this as well. So I don't see major rotting on the wood. There's some cracking just from aging on that, but everything is actually pretty sturdy on it. At some point going in and actually replacing some of the boards wouldn't be a bad deal, but I don't think it's anything major you'd have to do in the next couple years. Just as time goes on, it'd be good to kind of upgrade it as time goes. But other than that, things are looking good there. I'll get you just a small look at the roof. Like I said, roof was redone. I don't see really any peeling. I don't see any major issues around any of the vents around the house. Just like on that north side, I do see a small amount of decayed wood up in the corner there. Let me see if I can get a little better view. Just a little bit of decaying wood up at the top, but nothing too major. Something that could be easily replaced. All the fascia on the house is looking good. It doesn't look like it's rotting or decaying. And all water from gutters and everything like that is getting pushed away from the home. So really no water retention or areas where there's going to be major decay anywhere. There's going to be no problem. Coming down below the deck, just for a quick view, you do have a little space here to do some work, but also very clean. You can see just right in front of that little pot, that's your Orbitz irrigation box. So you have your solenoids in there, so easy access to those. And that's pretty much it for the exterior of the property. Let's just jump into the shops really quick, and then we'll walk our way back around front and go out to the actual house and check that out. Coming into his woodworking garage, this is where his third garage bay is at. He's obviously got it set up for a shop. Definitely no car, but this would be an amazing shop to be able to put your bikes in or whatever you want to do work-wise. Has an electric heater in here, so being able to keep this warm during the summertime. Up in the storage area, they do have that all plywooded up there. Let's see if I can get up here and give you a quick show. It's probably a little dark, but they do have it. Yeah, so you can kind of see it. They do have it plywooded. They do have a sawdust vacuum vent as well, so that does stay with the home, if you can see it right there. So if you want to do any woodworking, you can keep exhausts and everything out of here and sawdust. It also has a fan as well that is tucked up into the farther corner. Let's see, and it's too dark for you. But the upper part of this shop is well kept and is really good for storage, and would definitely keep things up there that like Christmas decorations and all that fun stuff, or just extra tools and equipment for your motorcycles. Shop is all insulated, just because he does have a heater in here, and did talk to the realtor about that. Plenty of outlets. You can go in here and definitely easily put in 220 for a welder or anything else like that. Just really well cleaned. All the cabinetry, everything like that stays, but all his equipment does leave. Insulated garage door. So this would be an amazing spot to actually have set up for a workshop. And I'll just show you really quick on the, let's see if I can get it open here. I'm just going to pause this really quick. So unfortunately he has his main electrical box closed up, so I couldn't get into that to access it to show you how many spots he has left. But seeing that he has his own separate panel for out here, putting in any type of electrical or extra utilities in here that you're going to need shouldn't be a big issue. Last little bit is it's all drywalled, all super clean, insulated. Couldn't really think of anything else. He does have a fan up in the attic as well, which I think from what the realtor told me turns on after a certain temperature to suck air out of here to keep this garage a little bit cooler during the summertime. We'll come over here really quick, over to the little tiny shed. Basic shed. He's just using it as his gardening shed, spot to keep extra tools and supplies. There is no power to this shed, just to give you a heads up, so just really a storage spot for you. Overall great size though, plenty of space. You can throw extra motorcycles in here if you needed to, especially with it having a paved pathway over the top, and could be an easy access as well. That's really it for the back side of the house. Everything's very clean, really kind of top notch on that side. Something that I think is well worth, I mean, the price that, the amount of money he's put into this place, I think is well worth it on that side. And for the price point they're asking on that too as well, it is really I can understand where they're kind of coming from. Most of your property is up front for this house. That's where your biggest yard is at and where your most landscaping is at. And then the backyard is just a little tighter and a little more tucked away, which does create a little bit of privacy. Coming up the main path here, the steps here coming up to the main door, all well paved as well, very minimal cracking. There's no weird leveling issues. Just like most homes, he did caulk in between the house and the concrete, which it's still in good condition, but could definitely use some maintenance over time. All right, coming into the main part of the house, right below us is going to be your main entryway. This is a tile entryway, not laminate, and then goes into a low profile carpet, which is in really great condition. It looks like it's been barely used. So if you don't like the color of it, it could be easily changed, but isn't something that needs to be changed right away if you don't mind the look and style of it. Gas fireplace in the main living room area up on the first floor. Very bright in this house. One thing I will mention is that this home does not have much lighting in terms of recessed cans. And so could use maybe some more lighting at some point, but with the skylights that they have in here is not really a big issue, except for probably nighttime where you might have to use some more lamps. Skylights look like they're in pretty good condition as well. You know, if you've ever dealt with skylights, they do come with benefits, but there are also some cons to it. There is some old, looks like it's very old, peeling away up in the left-hand corner of this one, where the drywall has peeled away a little bit from the actual foundation or the actual ceiling, so probably there was some water penetration at some point. Coming over here, this skylight looks like it's in a lot better condition. Looks like they've taken good care of them as well, so they've probably gone up there and done the ceiling every couple of years and have just kept good eye on them so that there hasn't been any major issues. This room is nice and big, wide and open. Kitchen is separated from the main area, and then this is a split level, so you got your main living room downstairs and then kind of your kitchen area up here. Kitchen area is just a laminate that is not real tile, but it looks new, looks clean, no scratches, no peeling, it's not peeling up or anything like that. Coming in the kitchen, you got your granite countertops, your original oak wood cabinetry. You do have your small pantry as well, and so the kitchen is really well laid out for what they had for back in the day. They do have pull-outs that the husband has built for the pantry, so you can pull these out and make life a little easier. Plenty of counter space if you're looking for a coffee machine, anything else on that. It has plenty of storage as well, depending on what you have. The sink does go out to the backyard, so the kitchen does face the backyard and goes out to the back deck. Drywall in here, all really clean. Paint in here is all really clean as well. Nothing to really report on that side. There's some bubbling and some small hairline cracks throughout the place, but nothing very noticeable. Can easily be caulked on that side. We'll head upstairs really quick and check out the main living areas. Nice wide open stairway to be able to get beds and all your furniture up to. Only a couple steps. Coming off to the left will be your bathroom for the guest bedroom. Decently laid out. Has a little pocket sink in here as well. And then does also have a full fiberglass tub. 4x4 inch square tiles with your normal fiberglass tub. Everything looks clean. Looks like they barely use this. Coming across, this is the secondary room, or you could just use it as a guest room. They got it pretty filled up right now, so it does feel pretty small, but once this comes out, this would be big enough for a queen bed and being able to have a guest room up here if needed. Otherwise, there is another room downstairs that could be used as a guest room or an office, depending on what you guys are looking for. I'll squeeze back here and show you guys the closet really quick. All the closets in this house are nice and big and deep, and so you got plenty of storage with closets, all carpeted throughout. And like I said, this is just a little bit of a tighter of a room, just with how much stuff they have in here, but nice little crafts room they got going on. Swinging around, closet right in front of us is just a linen closet. And then coming into the master bedroom, right above the master bedroom, I've never seen this in a master bedroom, but you do have a whole house fan attic in your master bedroom. Great for summertime and not wanting to run the AC if you're just looking to get some cold, fresh air through during the nighttime. Low profile carpet up here and throughout. Walls, everything in here is well cleaned. The trim around the entire house is it's older trim, but still in good shape. Master bathroom is only a one sinker. Same exact thing as the other bathroom. Fiberglass tub, 4x4 inch tiles as well. This one, exceptionally clean as well. No stains, no weird things going on with it. And just, these people have really taken really good care of this place, unlike some homes I see. This bathroom also does have a skylight as well. The skylight is looking like it's in really good condition. Nothing major to note on that one. The flooring in here is tile, so at least it's got some rigidity to that. Master bedroom window does face out towards the I would say northeast side of the property, a little more north. So there's your long driveway that heads back to the shop. It does face your neighbors, but it does not have any windows that directly face the neighbor's house. Last little piece in here will be the closet. Like the other bedroom, nice deep closet as well. So still plenty of storage plus attic access as well through the closet. Good space. They got some of the basic original shelving from back in the day. So still has some availability for storage. The switch right there is for your whole house fan, so that works nice. And that's really it on the top floor. Like I said, I like how these stairs kind of fan out. I think that's a nice little touch to it. Makes it feel nice and open when you're walking down. I'll just pop back out here. One little cool feature, you just don't see these very often, is these two side windows do actually open up to allow air through without opening the back door. So these two, I'll just show you an example. This thing pops all the way open and opens up for nice airflow through here. That's just kind of a cool feature you just don't get to see in many homes. And for a woodworker, I can see he probably put those in at one point and enjoyed them. But coming back out to the back deck, just to give you a quick view of nice and easy to get out to. Letting your dogs out shouldn't be hopefully too big of an issue out here as well. And just brings you back out. And then when we go down to the second floor, you do also have access down there as well to let dogs out and to get out to the main shop. Appliances in the kitchen, I forgot to go through. They are included in the property. LG is what they have for the fridge, the microwave, and the range and oven, electric range and oven. Normally I see dents in these things, but their oven, microwave, and fridge have no dents in them or really any scratches, so just very minimally used. I can tell they didn't really have animals or dogs either, or young kids in here screwing with stuff. So everything is just really well kept. Coming down to the main living room, another great space. Plenty of space to be able to put in a large sectional if you want, or however you want to kind of set it up. The only lighting is with those three drop-down rail lightings, just to give you a heads up. So throwing some can lighting in here or doing something with some lamps at some point would also work as well. This is that door that goes out to the back access as well. So if you need to go out to do a quick thing out in the shop, just going out there, having a spot that's that close is really, really, really nice to have. Everything in here too as well, trim wise, drywall wise, no issues. Everything is just well taken care of, well cleaned. Coming back, could be a bedroom, or as they have it set up as an office, depending on how you want to have it set up. Plenty of space to put two offices, kind of like they have it set up right now. But they also do have it set up with a closet, so you can put this as a bedroom. And lighting up there is only the 3 can lights as well, so just giving you that heads up. We will head down to the basement really quick. Basement just has that all waterproof flooring just stapled in and just loose around it. It's not completely sealed in, it's just concrete underneath, but does make it a little bit more usable. They just have it set up as storage at the moment, but I bet they use this at one point for maybe an extra office or just hangout spot. Everything's insulated in here as well. Concrete, just like the outside, the concrete in this house is phenomenal. I don't see any major hairline cracks. Nothing that really surprises me on that side. Has quite a few outlets as well down here, so access to electrical is easy throughout here. Coming over to your furnace. So they did, I know, update the actual furnace unit at a certain point. I will be getting that information for you guys as well on that side from the sellers. Just waiting to hear back. I believe it was replaced around the same time as the water heater, which was replaced back in 2014. So the water heater is getting kind of towards the end of its age, but probably with how lightly these guys have used this home, more than likely that water heater's got some time left on it, just with how lightly used this house seems, just from my understanding. So for your build out for your basement, here's all your access to the sewer, to everything is underneath there. So there is access to that, just if you want to go in. You also have your runoff here for your main water line and for your irrigation as well, for irrigation shutoff. They have their set up. And one thing that I am seeing is that on their irrigation setup, they do not have a valve for oh, here it is. Okay, I see it. So here's the valve for their irrigation for shutoff and for their main water line. And so that's set up well enough and is tucked well enough away. They've obviously not had any issues, but probably going in and doing some insulating around it's always a good idea. But being in this basement right now, it's very warm and toasty, so I really couldn't see much issues on that. I let the furnace run for a while. Furnace sounds like it's in good condition as well. Nothing to note with loud noises or any kind of weird sounds coming from it. And that is pretty much what the basement holds on that side. Nothing other major to note. Coming over to the windows, they do have the small window wells. I do go out to the main part of the house. These blinds are kind of beat up, so I couldn't get them to open up completely, so I'm going to try and get them. Only thing I could think of is in this window well is maybe putting a cover over the top of it for keeping water out of it, just so that you don't have any issues if we for some reason had a major rain one day, that this wouldn't have any issues with flooding out. And lastly, they do have an active radon system in here as well that goes out to the east side of the property, and as of right now sounds like it's running and is active at the moment. We'll come back upstairs and check out the last section here, which will be the garage, bathroom, and laundry room. And then just let me know kind of what your guys' thoughts are and if there's any extra questions involved. But off the main living room area. So back door there, come across from the main living room. This is your shared quarter bathroom for the entire house. So it's in a good location, kind of tucked away, which is nice, and is close to the garage and laundry room. So you're kind of pushed out of the way for your bathroom, not being close to everything else, so it's a little more private. Laundry room has enough space to where you're not going to be crowded in trying to do laundry while someone's kind of coming in through with the groceries. Flooring in the bathroom slash laundry room is just a laminate as well. It's a little different than the ones up in the main living room. That is about it for that area. And then coming into the garage, 2-car garage, a little oversized, has about 4 feet of over space on this left-hand side. So a good spot for a small tool bench, a good spot to keep some extra stuff, bikes, XYZ on that side. This garage is not insulated fully, but does have an insulated garage door. Other than that, does have access out to the side of the house as well, just for a heads up, so you can bring out anything or get in quickly that way. And then the only other thing I wanted to show you is that this panel is fully used up. So if you are going to add anything else to this house, know that you're probably going to have to add in an extra panel or kind of look what's available. But more than likely, the panel's completely filled out. So you'll have to go in and add a new panel at some point if you're going to add any extra electrical items to the home. Last thing, exposed rafters in the garage, so you could always go in and fully insulate that, because there are some vents that obviously come through here that are going to let in cold air. So during the winter months, this would just be my place to be storing my cars and vehicles, and then that back shop where it's fully insulated and enclosed, that would be my workshop for the motorcycles and whatever else you want. And that is pretty much it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Hope this one is pretty interesting. Quality of home on this one, I think, is awesome. I love it when you have someone who's really taking well care of a house. Nothing major to concern about any of these pieces or items. There could probably be just some small wear and tear items. Just kind of showed you on the exterior. Interior wise, through my first walkthrough, really didn't see much. So I would really like to see if you guys would want to come check this one out in person at some point. Otherwise, I'll just keep my eyes open for other houses as well that will kind of fit in this genre. In Fort Collins, it's always hard to find houses that are kind of kept in this kind of condition, so it's kind of cool to see this at this price point, at that $595,000 price point. So just let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and let's just keep in touch. Hope you guys have a good one. Bye.